Okay, you know the scene. You're in the grocery store, everything's fine, and then boom. The switch flips. 1 second your toddler's happy, the next they are a puddle of tears on the floor. But what if the key to navigating that storm wasn't about distraction, but about introducing them to a new best friend who lives inside their own head? Today, we're diving into a really cool approach with 4 surprising strategies that could totally change how you see tantrums.
This just hits home, right? It's something pretty much anyone with a little one gets. Their emotional world is this wild, beautiful, and sometimes just totally confusing place that we're all trying to figure out.
Exactly. And that switch can be so fast. You go from pure, bubbly joy to a full on emotional earthquake in like 2 seconds flat. It can leave you feeling completely lost, just wondering what on earth just happened and how you can possibly make it better.
So here's where the idea gets really interesting. What if, instead of just trying to manage the meltdown from the outside, we could give them a guide on the inside? A little character who lives right there in their mind, ready to help them through the storm.
And this is Noodle. The idea here is just so simple and smart. You take this abstract, kind of scary thing, the brain, where all these big, confusing feelings come from, and you turn it into a friendly character you can actually imagine. So it's not just some cute mascot. It's making the very source of their emotions a warm, reliable friend you can get to know and trust.
So how does Noodle actually help? Well, it boils down to these 4 key things. We're going to break down how this works, from making the brain an ally to actually turning the hard work of learning to calm down into something, well, fun. All right, let's jump into that first big idea. The whole foundation of this thing is the concept of giving your child a brain best friend. Think about it from a toddler's point of view. When they're totally overwhelmed, you can't exactly give them a science lecture on how their brain works. They don't need a biology lesson, they need comfort. By turning the brain into Noodle, the whole dynamic shifts. That scary internal thing that's making them feel so out of control suddenly becomes a helpful sidekick, an ally in their corner. And this is the result. All of a sudden, it's not just them alone against some big, scary feeling. It's them and their friend Noodle working together as a team to get back to calm. And for a little kid, that change, from feeling like a victim of their emotions to being an active part of managing them, that's a huge deal. It's incredibly empowering. Okay, let's move on to the second tool, which is all about getting some perspective. It's teaching kids that these big feelings, they don't last forever. This metaphor is just so powerful. For a kid, a huge feeling like anger or sadness feels like it's going to swallow them whole, like it's never ever going to end. But when you reframe emotions as weather, you completely change the game. Yeah, a thunderstorm is intense, but we all know it's going to pass. It's not permanent, it's just passing through. So this gives kids a really simple, powerful way to talk about what's going on inside. Instead of just a blunt, "I'm mad," they can start to say that their anger feels like loud thunder. It's noisy and a little scary, but it's going to fade. Or maybe sadness is like a quiet, slow fog. It helps them observe the feeling instead of being totally consumed by it. Okay, so we have a brain friend, and we have this new way of seeing feelings as weather. Now for tool number 3, giving them actual, practical skills to build what this is all about, a brave, growing brain. This is where it gets really hands-on. Noodle helps teach kids simple, playful, body-based ways to calm themselves down. Things like learning to wiggle their attention, so actively shifting their focus from the huge, overwhelming feeling to something small, like the feeling of their toes wiggling. It's about using their body to help their mind find that calm state again. And this is so, so important. These aren't just little tricks to distract them and get the tantrum to stop. They're the actual building blocks of emotional intelligence. So we're not just trying to get through a tough moment. We're helping them build a brave, growing brain that has real tools they can use for the rest of their lives. And finally, we get to the 4th tool, which might just be the secret sauce that makes all of this actually stick. And that is making the whole process fun. I mean, come on. How sweet is that? This is from a song that goes with the whole method, and it just perfectly captures the vibe. The whole goal is to take away any shame or fear around having feelings. Learning about them shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel joyful and accepting of every single emotion, from the happy giggles to the sad sniffles. And that's why this whole concept comes together in a storybook called Noodle and Me. It's not meant to just sit on a bookshelf. It's designed to be this interactive tool you can use anywhere. In the playroom, in the classroom, or maybe in a cozy calm down corner.
It makes learning these vital skills just a natural, playful part of a kid's everyday life. And this really is the heart of it all. It's a promise of support, not just for the child, but for the whole family. It's a really beautiful reminder that you're all in this together, exploring every feeling one brave moment at a time.
So we'll leave you with that thought. In the big search for a more peaceful, emotionally tuned-in home, maybe the most powerful tool isn't some complex technique or strict set of rules, but simply a new, friendly, reliable character named Noodle.